The 1960s, a time of big hair, rock and roll, and most importantly, raw horsepower. This decade saw the birth of the muscle car, a uniquely American breed of automobile built for speed and style. These weren't just cars, they were statements, packing massive V8 engines into relatively lightweight bodies. These machines ruled the streets and the drag strips. From roaring GTOs to sleek Mustangs, these cars defined a generation and continue to inspire car enthusiasts today. In today's video, we'll look at the top 10 muscle cars that ruled the 60s. Get ready to rev your engines as we count down the best of the best from this unforgettable era. The Ford Fairlane GT, introduced in 1966, marked Ford's entry into the muscle car arena, offering a blend of performance and style. Built on the Fairlane's mid-size platform, the GT featured a 390 cubic inch V8 engine producing 335 horsepower, enabling impressive acceleration and speed. Its exterior was distinguished by bold racing stripes, hood scoops, and exclusive badging, highlighting its sporty character. Inside, the Fairlane GT boasted bucket seats, a console-mounted gear shifter, and a sport steering wheel, enhancing its performance-oriented appeal. The 1967 model introduced front disc brakes and offered a range of V8 engines, including the 289 and 390, catering to diverse performance preferences. With approximately 58,000 units produced over 2 years, the Fairlane GT remains a notable example of 1960s American muscle cars, celebrated for its combination of power, design, and affordability. The Cadillac Eldorado, introduced in 1953, stands as a symbol of luxury and innovation in the automotive world. By the 1960s, it had evolved into a powerful and stylish vehicle that captured the essence of American muscle cars. In 1959, the Eldorado featured a 390 cubic inch 6.4-liter V8 engine producing 345 horsepower, delivering impressive performance for its time. Its distinctive design included sharp tail fins and dual bullet taillights, making it instantly recognizable. The 1960 model retained the powerful engine and introduced a more refined design with lower tail fins and a smoother appearance. Both models offered advanced features like air suspension and power windows, enhancing comfort and driving experience. The Eldorado's combination of luxury, performance, and innovative design solidified its place as a standout muscle car of the 1960s. The Buick GSX 455, introduced in 1970, stands out as a remarkable muscle car from the 1960s and early 1970s. Built on the Buick Grand Sport GS platform, it featured a powerful 455 cubic inch 7.5-liter V8 engine, delivering 360 horsepower and 510 foot-pounds of torque. This engine allowed the GSX 455 to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.2 seconds, showcasing its impressive performance. The GSX 455 was equipped with a range of performance and handling features, including a heavy-duty suspension, power disc brakes, and a hood-mounted tachometer. Its distinctive appearance was highlighted by a black hood with a tachometer, front and rear spoilers, and bold GSX badging. Production was limited with only 678 units produced in 1970, making it a rare and highly sought-after collector's item today. The 1966 Oldsmobile Tornado was a game-changer. Forget rear-wheel drive, this beast was front-wheel drive, a pretty radical idea for an American car, especially a performance-oriented one. Its sleek, futuristic styling, with hidden headlights and a long, low profile, made it look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Under the hood was a massive 425 cubic inch 7.0-liter rocket V8 engine, pumping out a hefty 385 horsepower and a monstrous 475 foot-pounds of torque. This meant serious acceleration, even with the car's considerable weight. The Tornado wasn't just about straight-line speed. Its front-wheel drive system gave it surprisingly good handling for its size, though it wasn't exactly a sports car. The GT version, introduced in 1968, added even more performance with upgraded suspension and dual exhausts. The Tornado was a unique blend of luxury and muscle, a bold statement from Oldsmobile that dared to be different. The Pontiac GTO is widely considered the first true muscle car. and the Judge package took it to the next level. Introduced in 1969, the Judge was all about the raw performance and attitude. Its name came from a popular comedy skit on the TV show Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, adding a cool pop culture edge. Under the hood, the standard engine was a powerful 400 cubic inch V8, but the real star was the optional Ram Air 4. This beast of an engine used a unique air intake system that forced cool air directly into the engine, boosting the horsepower to a whopping 370. This meant blistering acceleration and serious street cred. The Judge also sported a unique rear spoiler, bold stripes, and the Judge decals, making it instantly recognizable. It was a loud, brash, and incredibly fast car that perfectly captured the spirit of the muscle car era. The Ford Mustang Cobra Jet burst onto the scene in 1968, instantly becoming a legend on the drag strip. Ford's goal was simple: dominate the super stock drag racing class. They took a regular Mustang Fastback and stuffed it with a specially built 428 cubic inch 7.0-liter Cobra Jet V8 engine. This wasn't just any engine. It had high-flow cylinder heads, a more aggressive camshaft, and a larger carburetor designed to pump out serious power. Ford cleverly marketed the Cobra Jet, making it available as a regular production option. This meant anyone could walk into a dealership and order a Mustang built for speed. The Cobra Jet was a true sleeper, looking fairly tame on the outside but packing a ferocious punch under the hood. It quickly became a favorite among racers and street performance enthusiasts alike. Its success on the track cemented its place in muscle car history, making it one of the most desirable and iconic Mustangs ever produced. Before we go on to the other muscle cars on our list, do like this video and subscribe to know more about everything cars. The Plymouth Barracuda burst onto the scene in 1964, but it was the late 60s that cemented its muscle car status. While earlier models were cool, the 67 through 69 fastback Barracudas, especially those packing the monstrous 440 cubic inch 7.2-liter V8, were absolute beasts. This engine, borrowed from Chrysler's larger cars, turned the relatively lightweight Barracuda into a serious contender on the street and the drag strip. Imagine a small car with a huge, powerful engine. That was the Barracuda 440. It wasn't just about straight-line speed. The Barracuda's handling was also pretty decent for the time, making it a well-rounded muscle car. Though overshadowed by its more famous sibling, the Dodge Challenger, the Plymouth Barracuda 440 remains a highly sought-after classic, representing the peak of 60s muscle car performance. It was a true sleeper, looking somewhat unassuming but packing a serious punch under the hood. The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 stands as one of the most remarkable muscle cars of the 1960s. Developed through Chevrolet's Central Office Production Order (COPO) system, the ZL1 was designed to meet the needs of professional drag racers. Unlike standard Camaros, it featured an aluminum block 427 cubic inch V8 engine, producing over 500 horsepower, significantly more than the factory's 435 horsepower rating. Only 69 units were produced, making it an extremely rare collector's item today. Priced at about $7,200, about double the cost of a standard Camaro, its high price limited its appeal to professional racers and serious enthusiasts. Despite its limited production, the ZL1 made a significant impact on drag racing, setting several super stock records. Its combination of lightweight construction and immense power made it a formidable competitor on the track. The Chevrolet Corvette L88, produced from 1967 to 1969, is a legendary muscle car that stands out for its exceptional performance. Designed primarily for serious racers, it wasn't marketed to the general public. Under the hood, it featured a monstrous 427 cubic inch big block V8 engine. But this wasn't just any 427. The L88 engine was heavily modified with high compression pistons, a radical camshaft, aluminum heads, and a massive Holley 4-barrel carburetor. This resulted in an official factory rating of 430 horsepower, though real-world estimates put it closer to 500 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful cars of its time. The L88 also included a heavy-duty suspension, upgraded brakes, and a stripped-down interior to save weight, making it a raw, uncompromising machine built for winning races. With only 216 units produced and just 20 in 1967, the L88 is incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors today. It remains a symbol of 1960s muscle car excellence and racing pedigree. The 1966 Shelby Cobra 427 Super Snake wasn't just a muscle car, it was a legend. Born from the already ferocious AC Cobra, Carroll Shelby took things to the extreme. Imagine a lightweight British roadster body slammed with a massive 427 cubic inch V8 engine. That was the Cobra. Now, picture two Paxton superchargers bolted onto that engine. That's the Super Snake. It wasn't designed for the faint of heart. With over 800 horsepower, an insane number for the time, it could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 4 seconds. Only two were ever made, one for Shelby himself and one for comedian Bill Cosby, who famously sold it after experiencing its terrifying power. The 1966 Shelby Cobra 427 Super Snake is a true collector's item. With its rare production and groundbreaking performance, it remains one of the most iconic muscle cars ever created. In fact, it sold for $5.5 million at auction in 2007, setting a record for the US-made vehicle. These cars weren't just fast, they were raw, untamed beasts, representing the pinnacle of 60s muscle car excess. Today, they remain highly sought after, symbolizing the ultimate in American performance. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. If you love this and would like to learn more from the top channel on everything automotive, do subscribe. Thank you, and see you next time.